Alright, welcome back everybody. It's going to be a recap of my trades today in our Discord channel and this morning on this October 2nd, 2023. Wasn't planning on trading any energies today, but I did crude. And also I am in a natural gas trade. Unfortunately, I didn't hit my target. It's real slow. So once I hit target and or get stopped, I'm going to stay out of it unless it for some reason really picks up tomorrow. I continue to watch crude now, so that's back on my radar. I'm not doing anything in gold, silver, staying away from the metals right now. Always trading the indices, so I'm always in the indices. Took some stocks. We'll look at all of that here in just a minute. But crude is something you haven't seen me in a while, and I like it's starting to heat up a little bit. So I did take an HF1 short. This is pretty textbook trade here for an HF1 short. Took an HF1 short. Excuse me, I'm getting a little late here. HF1 short on a crude oil. Once again, I have four patterns: HF1, 2, 3, and what we call pairing pattern. This is the HF1 short. I did have my first target sitting down here at the green. I did go blast through there. I finally did get out. So hit my target. Once again, when I'm trading crude, yes, I get multiple targets. But when I'm trading crude, just like I'm trading the indices, I'm usually only going for that very first target. Can you go for further targets if you want? But also keep in mind that depending on the market, sometimes it takes longer to hold on to it. So anyway, nice little trade in crude. I did the same thing. Also had a trade in the mini NASDAQ. We'll show those results here in just a minute. Now, a couple stocks that I put on. I'm going to do a little bit something different today. I am carrying over a couple stocks overnight. First two that I put on, which was, let's see, it was FEMY. So I want to show you my FEMY trade. And also UVIX. Let's look at those and I'll show you why I'm carrying those throughout the day and why I'm going to go into the opening tomorrow. And then I did do some scalp trades, and I'll share the results here on those scalp trades here in just a minute. Okay, so here is UVIX. Once again, this is the one that I'm carrying overnight into tomorrow's play. Let me show you why. I did have an HF2 buy. I hit several levels. I mean, I hit level number 1 before even the opening bell. Later on in the day, I hit level 2 and 3, but I have a 4, and then around here we developed another one. That's the one that I like. It's at 394. So I think UVIX can go up to 394. So I'm willing to hold out. I'm not taking a lot of heat. If we start moving again to the upside, I'm going to start adding on to this, okay? So I like the way this is set up, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play this a little bit longer out, and we'll just see what happens. It's all going to depend on what kind of action I see in the morning. But I think it may even be a day or two, but I think I'm going to get up to that 394 is going to be my target. But we'll see once again. Once it comes back up to these initial targets, we'll see how it acts. But I think we're going to blast through here. First go up to 371, then up to 394. And this is based off of the HF2. And also, in the middle of the day, we set up a nice HF1. That HF1 is putting me up to 394. All right? So I'm looking for 394 on that. And let's see what else. FEMY. Let's see why I'm holding FEMY overnight. All right, so here's FEMY. Very similar to what I did on UVIX. In this case, I had an HF1 buy. I had several levels hit, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I could have gotten out, but I have one sitting way up here. Believe it's 528. 528. So, wasn't really sweating throughout the day, just kind of going sideways. This is a good sign, folks. So, I think what we're going to do here is maybe tomorrow or the next day, we're going to shoot up, take out these highs here around 475. And then up all the way up to 560, 570, okay? Somewhere in that area up there. So that's what I'm waiting on. Let's take a look at the rest of the trades that I put on. Everything else was basically just a scalp. Lost a little bit on BPTS. No big deal. Favorite JDST. I was in JDST again. CXAI. which is starting to heat up. We used to do a lot of CXAI. It's an AI stock, so it's starting to heat up again. MNTS did a little bit of that last few weeks. BNOX. So that was a really nice trade on MNTS. And then, of course, never really go wrong on the indices. Nice little trade on the mini NASDAQ once again. That and crude oil, both just beautiful trades there. So overall, not a bad day. So I'm telling you, things are starting to heat up. Now, the thing that I like about this approach to trading, it has a 40-year track record, guys. I've been doing this for 40 years, and so these patterns, I have 4 patterns. They stood the test of time. They work across the board. These patterns are all the same. So whether I'm using HF1 buy in a stock, or I'm using it in a commodity, using it in maybe a currency, it doesn't really matter. They're all going to be the same patterns. Certainly simplifies the process of trading instead of getting into the fundamentals and all the other things that people like to do. I've got only 2 things I look at. I look for my patterns, and I look for my levels with Einstein, and that's it. Just a very simplistic way of trading. If it's something you think you'd be interested in, I'll be glad to teach it to you before I decide to finally retire, and I'll continue to probably teach a little bit, but I'm certainly not going to be doing the same pace that I've been doing here over the last 40 years. But there's still time for me to teach you this approach. It is unique. Everything that I'm showing you here is not publicly available because I personally developed it. And so I've got 4 patterns, and you can go to my YouTube channel, Innovative Trading Strategies, or my website. Look at all the testimonials of people that have learned this process. They'll tell you that this is the simplest and the best thing they've ever seen, and the results speak for themselves. So anyway, like I said, you can still learn it if you would like. I'll be glad to teach it to you. And I'll be doing this every morning. We'll continue to keep that first hour going. I'm sorry, the first 30 minutes going. Then I move over to Discord, continue to trade. So we're going to be watching these 2 stocks, right? I have 2 carried over. UVIX, FEMY. Let's see what it does for us tomorrow. All right, everybody have a good day. See you tomorrow.